Ralph, you are XREAL, the general manager for North America, also known as the XR mascot. Often the best dressed guy in the room.
That's not true.
A regular friend of the channel, so thank you for coming back. We are at Google I/O recording live with lots of people and wind and noises around us, so hopefully the audio sounds good. I do want to give a shout out to the Google Developer Experts Program, and thank you to them for setting up this awesome studio, way better than the back rooms we're usually recording in when we're, on the fly, run and gun.
We have done a couple of those. This is fantastic. This team has put on such a great event. This is good.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun. I learned from one of the other folks on the team that it took them 2 months to set all this up. The on-site team, the ground team came in and set this all up 2 months ago, running wires, the wood deck we're sitting on, all of it. It's crazy.
They are the best.
Yeah, all right, so there's been a lot of excitement online. Google didn't mention it so much in the keynote, much to the disappointment of our audience and your loyal fans, but we have Aura updates. We have the headset with us in person. I got yelled at online on X for calling it a headset. It's I forget what the whole thing is. Not just a headset because it's got a pub.
Wired XR glasses.
Wired XR glasses. Okay, fine. Let's just take it from the top. Why don't you walk us through what you got, what's new, what are we looking at?
Yeah, and I appreciate the invite. I love when we get a chance to talk, share stuff with everybody. So thanks for the invite. Thanks for having me back on. I'll try not to blow it. And we're thrilled to be here at Google I/O. We're thrilled to be here with our partners who invited us in, gave us some killer space. You had a chance to check out the demo space over there.
Yep. Highly in demand.
Yes, which is great. Look, it's a good problem to have a line of people who want to see your stuff.
Yep.
And that's what we've got. So Project Aura is here. It is demonstrable. We are showing it off. And that's because it is coming this year.
Amazing.
Project Aura comes in 2026. It will be in market this year. So our main news here at I/O was the launch of the developer program.
Okay.
Right?
Catalyst.
It was the Catalyst program,
okay.
Right? The AndroidXR Catalyst developer program. Applications are available now on the Android websites off of xreal.com/Aura as well. We're going to be shipping hundreds, if not a couple more, dev kits out in the next couple of weeks. Developers can sign up now, tell us what you're interested in building, what you want to do. We'll bilaterally review that between Google and XREAL, and then we'll start shipping these dev kits out because it's go time to start developing apps on Android XR for Aura, for Galaxy, for every different headset in the family, whether it's our wired XR glasses or the other headsets.
Okay, and now if somebody has already developed an app for the other headset that's out there, how does that convert to this? Is it one-to-one or is there more work that needs to be done?
There's different options of that.
Okay.
It's a great question because there is one-to-one conversion. For example, I'm using Galaxy XR apps today through my Aura Puck, through my Aura glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Those are VR apps, and I can run them through the system, and I can experience the VR-ness through our XR glasses.
Okay.
And it's cool. So that one-to-one works. There are some things that were made for Galaxy, so I can tell all right, this might need to be tweaked a little bit, but those devs are working on that now, right? So with a little lift and shift, they can take that Galaxy XR app and make it into a Project Aura app. And that's the promise of Android XR. So there's a light lift and shift, or there's no lift and shift, or you can do a full extensive remodel if you want.
Right.
This is what I love about Android XR. It's kind of like your choice.
Right.
What do you want to do as a developer? How do you want to bring it to life? Because we're going to give you different options to do that. We can run VR experiences through here. We can run MR experiences through here. We can run AR experiences through here because we are running XR experiences through here.
Right. Now, to qualify this a little bit for the audience, if you're not familiar, this is virtual reality for the most part. This is immersive, similar to the Samsung Galaxy XR, where you black everything out and you're in the environment. Obviously, you're not getting full blackout because you don't have the big, huge light seals around the device. Right. But I think this is much better because it's much more approachable for a lot of people. I mean, I imagine the price will be more affordable as well. But as a form factor, to just pick this up and put this on, whether you're in bed, it's at the end of the day, you're on the go, you're on a plane. I was wearing a Vision Pro on the way here on the flight, and everybody around me was like, look at this idiot. It's yeah, well, I own it. But it's noticeable. But I do that because I have my whole desktop experience in space. Right. And one of the key features that I've asked you about and I've asked the team about in the past is, can I have my desktop in virtual space as well as other XR apps in space around me? And as I understand, with this, you can.
That is a resounding yes.
Yes.
So I wore mine on my flight here as well.
Okay.
I had my Project Aura glasses on. And I had them connected into my Project Aura Puck, which I had just sitting on my tray table.
Yep.
And then I am able to plug that into my Surface laptop. I went on a Microsoft Surface laptop. For beefier work, I run off of a Dell Pro Max, amazing machine. It depends on where I'm at. So I can DP in the Aura puck into the PC, into the laptops, and then I can share my experience across. So I have my full desktop experience, over here, and then I've got additional Aura apps on the side of it. And I can have one Gemini experience that goes through all of them. I have one giant 70-degree field of view canvas. Like, it's pretty amazing when I can tie all these devices together, and I can do it on an airplane.
Yeah.
I can do it where people don't really even notice.
Yeah, it's the sunglasses.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a little funky wearing sunglasses on a plane, but it's better than a massive face computer, right?
It is better than a massive face computer, Jesse.
And I did confirm with the team, it does work with Mac because it's DisplayPort.
That's right.
So all you got to do is you just plug in the puck to the Mac, and these into the puck, and it'll pass through your desktop, Mac, PC, Chromebook, anything with DisplayPort. Yep. It'll show up in your XR space.
Then you can apply your Gemini across that, and you can apply some of your Android XR features onto that. Like, it's so awesome.
So let's talk more about that. And I understand there's some other capabilities with with Gemini, where you can actually talk with Gemini about what it sees on your screen, whether that's your desktop or a game console or what you are, watching in Android XR, in XR space. It's able to see that and then answer questions and take actions based on what it sees.
Yeah, I don't know how Google did this. I don't know how. I don't get it. I don't speak engineer.
Right.
I'm so impressed with what Gemini is capable of, and then all these different slices and flavors that they introduced in the keynote yesterday. But yes, it can see into what you are DPN connected to and help you address issues, solve problems, see what's going on that machine, and then work around it. So, I love this scenario of, imagine if you're connected with the Aura puck into a Steam Deck with glasses then connected into the puck, and I'm stuck in maybe a level of Hollow Knight Silksong, and I can ask Gemini, what do I do here?
Right.
I can look into that Steam Deck and into the screen. It can then look into the internet, tell me what to do. That's
nuts.
Man, I can't imagine how it works, but I'm so happy that it does.
So next time I need some help on Tears of the Kingdom, I just got to invoke Gemini?
Don't call me. Call Gemini.
Okay, there you go. Well, we are going to have to get together and play Tears of the Kingdom sometime. The way I do it with my family is one watches, and they're Gemini. They give the advice, and the other one plays, and then we switch off. And
it's such a...
It is. I love that game so much. All right, I have a question here from the community, and maybe you can shed some light on it. And maybe this is just me getting terminology wrong. You can do hand tracking in VR, or XR, I should say, in Android XR with your hands.
Yes.
What about eye tracking?
So, no, and it's a simple answer.
Okay.
Right? As we look at our device, we have our SLAM sensors in the corner, and then we have our RGB camera in the front. Right? There's no sensor inside.
Yeah.
So there's no sensor coming back at your eyes. So no, we're not doing eye tracking with Project Aura. It's not glasses, but we're doing gaze tracking, right? Because of our sensors on the front, we're able to see where you're looking and where your gaze goes, but it's not direct eye track.
Okay.
We don't need to be able to do that. We have our cursors, we have our laser pointers, we have our gaze tracking, and then we can do the rest with gesture and control.
Okay, so now to clarify, is that the thing where in the Vision Pro or in the Galaxy XR, I can look at something with my eyes and then select, or is that something else?
With those devices, yes. Not with those devices.
So that's eye tracking. That's the same thing that we're talking about. Okay, so you cannot do that with here.
That's right.
Okay, so I was talking to I posted that on X, and I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. Aniket. He's one of our big.
Shout out to Etiquette, one of the best.
Shout out. That's right. Always very, very active and responding. And so he double checked me on that. I was asking them at the booth about that, and I think maybe there was a misunderstanding of which device we were talking about because they said it was possible. So that has now been corrected. Shout out. Yeah. That's we know now the truth.
Eye tracking is incredibly sophisticated.
It's cool
technology. It's expensive technology, but it's amazing. It's a really magical experience. But what I've been really impressed by is, that's a really magical, expensive technology. But when I can do something quite similar at a fraction of the cost, and all it takes me is to do this, or I've got a touchscreen right here.
That's right. It's a trackpad.
I don't even have to do this. I can just do this.
That's awesome.
Right? And this is very familiar. This is how we operate our phone.
Right. And you look like less of an idiot than doing this on the plane into the person next to you in their seat.
That's right. So I love that it's an option, right? I think that is multimodal AI done right? I don't have to do this. I don't have to talk to it. I could just do a feature and a function that I'm used to doing today.
Agreed. Now let's talk more about this puck.
Sure.
I believe there's, let's just go through. I took a little bit of B-roll here. Similar to your other add-on devices, taking photos over there, group photos. You've got the 2 ports on the bottom, one for charging, one for the glasses.
Yep.
There's a fingerprint sensor on here, I believe. That's for authentication and logging in, I'm guessing. These are vents or speakers up top?
These are vents.
These are vents. Okay, is there a speaker on this, or that's
Negative.
just negative, all through the glasses? Okay. And the battery life for this, what does that look like?
Yeah, it always depends on what you're doing.
Of course.
Right? It always depends on how much juice you're outputting, how much processing you're doing. I will say this. Here's what makes the battery long.
Yep.
Chipset, right? Like the chipset here and the chipset here gives us extended power and more power efficiency.
Okay.
So we have our XREAL chip inside the glass.
The X1.
X1S.
Okay. Oh, X1S, right?
Increases efficiency and power consumption. And then the Qualcomm Snapdragon chipset in here is also super advanced and really efficient.
Okay.
So our battery efficiency has gotten significantly better throughout our internal testing pyramid, and then from things we produced in the past. So I'm purposely not giving you a set number because I haven't benchmarked it and I don't know.
Fair.
I know from benchmarks it is more efficient now than it has ever been in the past.
Okay. That's solid.
Like you said, because we have the extra USB-C port, you can always be plugged
Just
in as
stay plugged in.
But you can also unplug and clip it in pocket, wear it on your lanyard, and you're free to go.
I want to pull on that thread a little bit there. Clip it. I love that you put a clip on here. The other pucks from the other glasses, from the Galaxy XR and the Vision Pro, don't have any kind of a clip.
What are you
I
supposed to do
love
with
it. It falls out of my pocket all the time. Or it slides off the bed. Or what, like this clip, that's genius.
Look,
well done.
no clip is a recipe for falling
Yeah.
and overheating.
Yeah.
Right? Like you need to know
For sure.
thermals. You need to know what your device is going to do, and you need to know where it should be. On top of the desk, great. On top of your thigh, sure, whatever.
Until it slides off and you get yanked.
And what I like about it is this. It's such a small move, but like, yeah, you got a clip, really helpful. But the clip pops off, and we can
Oh, yeah.
put an alternative clip to wear it as a lanyard.
Oh,
Like,
interesting.
that's a great
Okay.
way to do it, right? It's a great way to wear it, especially if maybe you're doing an LBE activity, something location-based,
Mhm.
or if you're sharing it around. Like, you have a lanyard clip to go with the puck, and I think that was a really neat add.
That is, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
What about the lenses in the glasses? How does that compare to the One Pros, for example, the One S?
Yeah, so this is our flat prism lens,
Okay.
which looks like what's in the One Pro, but it is more advanced than what's in the One Pro. So similar design, but Aura compared to the One Pro is more from less, right? So it is thinner, but it's bigger.
Okay.
So from our One Pro, it's a 57-degree field of view, which is already a jump from the triangular bird bath, which is at most a 52-degree field of view. So triangle bird bath, 52-degree field of view. Flat prism in One Pro, 57-degree field of view. Flatter prism in Aura, 70-degree field of view. So we're continuing to shrink it down.
Interesting.
The whole chassis gets smaller.
Does it?
Optics get smaller, but then the field of view gets large.
Fantastic. And I will tell you that flattening those prisms has been a game changer from any of the bird bath ones, the angled ones.
Yeah.
If I've got anything white, like my badge or the white tabletop I'm working on, constant glare up in the top. For me, I do a lot of waiting room working.
We know it. We've heard it. It's been clear
Yeah.
from the community. It's clear from our own testing.
Yeah.
You need to be able to move past that. Now, there's a time and place for that. It's all about different features, different prices. So we're going to continue to have different glasses that have different models. We have the triangular bird bath today. But to be able to get that flat prism flatter and thinner in the same generation, one, a ton of work, or two, totally worth it. And it'll show you how we'll continue to get that smaller and thinner and flatter without yet going into a waveguide feature.
Right.
That's just another
It's a
piece
whole
of
different,
technology.
yeah.
It's a lot more expensive technology. It's not quite as
It's a
accessible.
much newer technology also.
That's right. That's right.
And I will say that the 70-degree field of view really is a game changer as far as feeling immersed and being in that world, even without the light blockers on the sides, where in broad daylight here in the demo tent, I was able to see the tabletop board game demo that you have there, and I was able to control it with my hands, and it was working fantastic.
And those demos that we were showing you over here were more of a VR demo, meaning it was all immersive
Right.
for your virtual screen. But then because it is an XR device, because it is optical see-through, because we can see through the glasses, there's amazing experiences being made right now by devs that are putting apps in the real world, that are putting pixels into the real world. It's not all VR. There's still a lot of MR apps being created and AR apps being created where we're putting things like directly in front of us that live on this porch, that see this porch.
I love it.
That see these guys in the blue shirts and the hats. Right? It's like we're building apps now that are in the real world not just blocking out. And that's always been the promise of AI.
And you've got the camera built in on the front of the glasses too, so you don't even need the little eye.
So we've got the removable modular eye for the 1 series.
Yep.
It's like, I love that that's an option. It's different here because we need this here to be able to create these MR environments.
All right, what are we looking at availability-wise?
This year.
I want more. I want it now.
It's this year.
I did threaten to steal these out of your pocket earlier in the day, or yesterday rather, so that may still happen.
Not very sneaky. What I right there on that.
Well, you know.
They're coming this year.
Okay.
For consumers, and
Yep.
I want to be clear about that because I've gotten this question a bit this week. So this is a developer kit. This is a developer kit. Its consumer model is 99% the same.
Right.
The consumer model is coming this year.
Best Buy, Amazon, etc.
We'll have more to share about
Okay.
retail coming up in a couple of
But consumers will be able to just go out and directly purchase it.
Be able
Yes.
to go to places, try them on, and buy them, and then of course online retail as well. But yes, there will be a good retail story to tell. I'll tell you all
Of course.
about it on the
Okay. Looking forward, and I'll have to go and do the in-store demo, etc., whatever, if you've got anything like that going on. The last question, anything else you want people to know about Aura, Galaxy XR, etc.?
Yeah, I appreciate the invite. You let me hit on it. I really do want people to know it's real and it's coming this year. Right? Make no mistake about it. Like, this developer kit is the consumer model. 99% of the same. Software's a little bit different to let devs do their dev thing. But this puck, this pair of glasses, this is Project Aura. So we'll have a real name coming soon. It's coming this year.
Okay.
First, we're getting their hands on it, literally in real time, yesterday, today, and in the next couple of weeks. The app pipeline is
Yeah.
so
Well, it's Android.
exciting. That's right. There's 3.5 million apps that you could download from Play Store and experience in them in XR space
Right now.
right now. And then there are the apps made for XR. Right?
Yep.
That's not a small number either. And then by the time we get to launch, that not small number is going to be an even bigger number.
Yeah.
It's a really exciting time for devs to start just going ham, making whatever they want.
Yeah, no, this is a major unlock for the entire ecosystem. I'm very happy to see it, and hopefully an acceleration from there on out.
Yeah.
Folks, you know me. I will have this shown off to all of you as soon as I can try it out of Ralph's hands, and he gives me a set. Questions and comments, you know what to do. Drop them down below. Ralph, thank you so much, as always, for coming on. Great to have you around. Enjoy the rest of I.O.
Appreciate it.